What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Down and Dirty. We're going to talk about pulling concrete. We've kind of talked about this in theory on a video, but we haven't actually been in a situation where we've been pulling concrete before. So I wanted to go over some topics. First and foremost, one of the only job site accidents I've ever been involved in or witnessed was someone pulling concrete. It was a guy pulling runway at the airport in a 385. And let me angle you guys down a little bit so you can see better what's going on. And he was pulling in a way where he was using mostly the crowd force of the stick to pull the concrete. And what happened is a chunk of concrete roughly the size of a watermelon flew back into the cab and hit him in the head. Did a ton of damage. He was no longer able to work. So this is a subject that I have experience with. I can tell you, you need to 100% be very, very careful when you pull concrete. Too many guys go into this, think, oh, it's just demoing concrete, I'll just start yanking on it. You can get yourself into trouble in a hurry if you don't know what you're doing. So the first thing I want to talk about is how we pull concrete as far as actual technique. So when I go to pull, everyone's natural instinct is to do it like you dig. So we're going to start right here, we're going to start to stick in, and we're going to just pull towards us. Well, what we're doing is loading up a phenomenal amount of pressure on that concrete piece that's stuck right there, and that pressure is being directed at us, at the cab. And so if I were to start booming up and sticking in, I mean, you can already see that concrete starting to roll up over it. If I were really reefing on this thing, that could potentially send debris back at the cab. So I'm gonna roll this up top here so I can show you our actual technique. Instead, what you want to do is you want to get your bucket up under the edge of the concrete, and then we want to start to curl our bucket and stick out so that we roll back on the floor of the bucket and create leverage. And right there you can see, not only was I able to create enough leverage to break that concrete up, but did you notice it went more of in an upward direction than a towards the cab direction? That's what we're aiming for. We want to create an upward force on this concrete because, first of all, that's going to break the concrete, like right there. Secondly, it's not going to make that concrete come at us in the cab, and that is the most critical thing. Look at there. With just a little bit of effort, we were able to break this. This is about 4 to 6 inch thick concrete. This is a 145 Volvo, so it's not like we're using some mammoth machine. If you've done a decent enough job breaking the concrete, you shouldn't have to, see right there, we're pulling ourselves up. And instead of trying to commit to that and really crank on it, we're gonna back off, we're gonna reposition. You don't need a big, massive machine really throwing down in order to break concrete. It's all in the technique. The other thing that's going to help you out is have a pile out in front of you because what that allows you to do is kind of leverage against it, and it will create weight on the concrete that you're trying to break, so that instead of you peeling it up in one big sheet like it was trying to come a second ago. So when I was pulling over here, it's trying to lift this whole slab right here, which the machine can't handle. But if I have a pile and a bunch of weight on the slab, it's naturally going to break under all of that weight. And so, for instance, right here, I'll come in, same thing. I'm going to work my teeth under the lip, and I'm just going to start to lift up with my bucket. And you can see we're already starting to munch back into this concrete, and we're breaking it in a way that I'm going to be able to handle it. There's another big chunk that came up, just like that. And so what you can do is, while you're waiting for your truck, if you just continue to work the face, you can establish yourself a nice little pile here that's already broke. It's easy to manage sizes, and we haven't created a dangerous situation for ourselves. And we're also being really gentle on the machine. I mean, concrete pulling is rough on machines regardless, but compared to some guys who really just think that we're just going to hammer down and that's how you pull concrete, this is far more gentle on the machine. Look at how little effort we're using. This is not jarring the machine all over. We're just slowly working the edges and bringing everything back. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you when it comes to pulling concrete is we're getting up close to the machine, and where you can get yourself into trouble as well is if I were to continue to just keep working this closer and closer to me, one of two things can happen. One is I can curl this bucket a lot faster than I anticipate when something breaks free. And just like you saw that chunk kind of roll off of the bucket, if I do that with a big slab, that big slab's gonna roll back towards the machine. We actually had that happen this morning as I was trying to get a piece up against my track. So you want to be very careful of that. The other piece is you can see all of the rebar coming off of this. A lot of times you've got 5, 6, 8, 10-foot sections of rebar hanging off of this concrete, and when you start cranking on it, as it rolls up towards the machine, it whips that rebar at you, and it will actually come and whip you. It could break the glass, it could actually hit you in the cab, it could impale you. So my best piece of advice is try not to come past about 90 with your stick, maybe just a little more if you can help it. And that will give you a little bit of a grace period or a little bit of a window and a gap there so that any re-rot or chunks aren't gonna actually come into the cab and impact you, damage you, or the machine. So that's what I've got for today, is just slowly work it, be gentle on the machine. If you've got a big piece, by the way, we'll use this as an example here. We've got this big piece here that I need to continue to break up. Too many guys will just start hammering on this with the machine, and it's rough on the machine, terrible for everything. So instead of doing that, especially if you've got your pile built up, we're actually gonna back up just a little bit so that we can use our pile. We're gonna take this up decently high, and then we're gonna drop it on our pile. And if you do that just a couple times, most of the time we can get this thing to start breaking apart all on its own. If you absolutely have to, come up in there in that bucket. That sucker does not want to participate for me. If you absolutely have to hit it with the machine, my piece of advice is get it wedged in a way, get it to where it's bridging a gap, because obviously that makes for a weak point. And then if you come down with your teeth, you can start to work that in a way that's not going to destroy the machine. And there, with just a couple light taps, even though that made a lot of noise, those were very light taps, I've now got this worked into a piece that's very manageable. I can easily get that into a truck. So that's all I've got for today. As always, I hope this helps you guys out. Feel free to ask questions down in the comments, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.